Hi everyone, my name is Andrea C. and this is I Heart Cross Stitch. Today is April the 1st, 2019, and I am back to do my February-March cross stitch update. Okay, so the last time I made a video, my younger son was sick and I was a little bit sniffly and I said, I hope that means I'm not getting sick. Well, guess what? I got sick. I believe that was I recorded that video at the beginning of February. Yeah. And so I was sick at the beginning of February, and my teenage son got sick, my husband got sick, and guess what? My little one got sick again. He was sick like the end of February, beginning of March, and of course I got so since the last time I made this video, I've had two horrible colds, one in my chest, one in my sinuses. Fortunately, at this moment, everyone is feeling fine. This is really the first time since December that everyone in the house is feeling good and no one is sick. So far, 2019 has been the year of illnesses. Somebody in the house has something, and we all share it with each other, apparently. So, but everything is better now. That's why I haven't recorded a video. I could have recorded a video after I was feeling better, but it just wasn't a priority for me. I had other things going on. So I'm going to share with you the things that I worked on in February and in March. And I'm going to begin with Raven Queen. And here she is. Actually, no. We're going to talk about this first. Okay, let's talk about this. Look. No glass. So I posted on Instagram here. Let me see if I can move. There we go. Okay, I posted on Instagram a picture of this. And it was a picture of it with the glass that used to be here completely shattered. The glass was completely shattered. Now, if you've seen my videos in the past, you'll remember that behind me is a bookshelf. And so I framed this myself, but I put the brown paper on the back, okay, but I haven't, see, it ripped. I haven't put the little, the little hook thing on it to hang it on the wall. So it's just been sitting on top of my bookshelf, which has been fine so far, but I knocked it over. I accidentally knocked it over and it fell. Now, if it would have fallen, it fell like this, okay? Fell on the ground like this. So that is not what made it crash. Something fell on it. So I knocked two things over, this and I don't even remember, to be honest with you, the thing that fell on it, but it fell hard enough to shatter the glass. So, oh my gosh, I was in a panic. What I ended up doing was I laid it down in the kitchen and picked up all of the big chunks of glass that could easily be picked up, and I threw those away safely. And then I reached out to the stitchers on Instagram to get ideas on how to, because there were teeny tiny little shards of glass all over the place. And I wanted some ideas about how to get that up. And I got a lot of really good suggestions. I ended up using one of my vacuum attachments Yeah, that's what I did. And I cleaned it. The vacuum attachment, I cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it to make sure it was like thoroughly clean and dry before I allowed it to touch my precious stitching. So I vacuumed up all of this. So none of the stitching was damaged in any way. It's just, it doesn't have glass now, and I really like it that I am able to touch my stitching, of course, with clean hands. But I probably, I don't know. I'm thinking that I'd like to reframe it because when I framed this, I framed it last year when I really didn't have the money to spend on really good high quality framing materials. So I framed it. I did not pin it to foam core board like I normally do. I don't remember what this board is. And I don't remember how I secured it to the board. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it would be a good idea for me to redo this. So, flowers in a vase is fine. It just doesn't have glass, which is good because when I show it to you, there's no glare, right? No glare. Okay, but it's fine. And yes, I put it right back where it was. And eventually I'll put the hooks on it and hang it on the wall properly so that hopefully it'll never be knocked over again. Okay, so back to Raven Queen. All right, so I worked on Raven Queen the entire month of February, and I really loved it, and I got so much done. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just going to show you. I'll show you her in its entirety, and then I'll. Okay, so here it is so far. And for February, this, I believe, this is new. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong in saying that. But I know I did all of this. See this line here? All of this was done in February. I'm pretty sure. So oh, she's so beautiful. So I'm going to pick her up again starting today, and I'm going to fill all of this in. All of this is going to be in black. So I'm going to start that today. It's going to be days. It'll probably take me, what, maybe 3 or 4 days to stitch all of this in black, and then I'm going to start on this part of her dress. I really like to get the great majority of this done this month so that in May I can finish her up by stitching her head and her chest and, you know, this whole part. And let's see, do I have the picture with me? I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Just in case you're new to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So here's Raven Queen. And so I'd really like to finish this part, and then maybe in May I'll do this, so I can have it done in time for my niece's graduation. All right, so just give me 1 second while I put this away. I would like to finish this video soon because I need to get back to work. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I took my son to school, went to my doctor's appointment, and I need to get back to work. But I thought, well, the house is quiet, nobody's here but me, the house is quiet, I figured now would be the best time for me to make a video because there's no distractions. And okay. Alright, So there's Raven Queen. I also, in the month of February, worked on Be Kind Always from Heartstring Samplery. That's kind of what it will look like. I'm not stitching it on the called for fabric, which is gingerbread. I'm stitching it on 28 count mushroom Lugana, and I'm doing it 1/1. So the stitches are teeny, teeny, tiny. And since the last time you saw this, I did this heart, the key, and I started on the border. Now, if you look at the original, the border is white flowers all around, and I'm not doing that. I am doing this pink. Let me see here. There, that's better. Maybe one. I have my light, to give more light. I'm trying to see what would the best light be. I guess that's okay. So there you go. Just did a little bit at the library stitch in February where, oh my goodness, where Pam from Stitching Between the Lines was there. And that was so awesome. I got to spend some time with her. Oh man, that was fantastic. And she surprised me with something. Pam, I hope it's okay that I share this on my video. I didn't ask you beforehand. I probably should have done that. But yeah, I'll share that with you in just a second. Okay, I had a new start. March 1st, I had a new start. Now, in Florida, the end of February, the beginning of March is strawberry season, and there is a festival near where I live called the Strawberry Festival, and the beginning of the Strawberry Festival this year was on March 1st, and so I have been wanting to start this project for a long time, and it is called Strawberry Stitches from Jeanette Douglas. There we go. Okay. Now, in the picture, the fabric looks kind of like a light color, maybe like a cream, a white ivory kind of color. However, it calls for 32 count vintage lentil by Lakeside Linens, and that's what this fabric is. And as you can see, it's much more of a brownie tan. And I don't think, what can I put behind? Oh, I'll just use this. There we go. Right, so here is my start on Strawberry Stitches. And oh my gosh, I had such a fangirl moment. I posted my progress update pictures on Instagram, and Jeanette Douglas herself commented on the posts that I made. I thought that was fantastic. That just made my day. So here it is, and oh my gosh. Let's see if I can show you. The threads, these are all done in silks, which my friend Carrie from the Library Stitch Group, well, okay, never mind. Okay. All right, so the border is when I'm done with this, I'm going to make a video where I get in really close with the camera so you can see all of these different stitches. But this border here is a regular cross stitch with back stitch, kind of. These strawberries are 1/1 on 32 count, which about made me lose my mind and made me blind at the same time. These strawberries are these 1/1 strawberries. They're outlined in wool thread. I guess that's everything else is silk except for this line around the tiny strawberries. That's wool. This was Hungarian something. I forget the name of the stitches. I know that this is satin stitched, and I forgot what these are, the kind of stitches these are. This is kind of like a basket weave effect. These are, yep, these are queen stitches. I create, and the diagrams, I've showed them in a previous video, but the diagrams that are provided in the pattern are excellent, excellent. So this is where I got to. I worked on this from March 1st until March 19th, maybe? When's the first day of spring? The 20th? Whatever. First day of spring, I started Spring Queen. So I worked on this from the first day of March until the first day of spring. And I absolutely love it. I love how it's turning out. And I kept it in the Q-snap because I plan on picking it up every once in a while and putting some stitches in. And this needle minder I got from Denkai Designs. And this needle minder, oh, I love it. This will be going on my Raven Queen. I love this needle minder. I got it from McKenna, Stitching in Sequins. I got this from her a long time ago when she first started making FlossTube videos. Okay. All right, so there's that. Okay, so my new start. Super excited to show you this. Spring Queen. All right, so here's what the model stitch looks like. Okay, now take a really good look at her. Look at her face. Look at her neck and her chest. Because that's, and her hair. Those are the things that I was able to stitch so far in March. And I did a conversion, y'all. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Isn't she pretty? Okay. What can I back her with? Well, I guess you don't need a backing. Let me see. Let me play with the light. Just, okay. All right. So, as you can see, well, hopefully you'll be able to see a needle minder. Dainty Dots Decoupage. I got that needle minder. Okay. So, as you can see, she looks very different from the original. Okay, and let me explain a little bit what I did. Okay, so if you look at her, I shortened her nose and her lips and her chin by 1. So I reduced everything by 1. And I'll explain later. I'll go into more detail about how I went about doing that later. But I made her nose not so long. I brought in and accentuated her lips. I brought in her chin. I changed the position of her eyebrow. It was supposed to be stitched higher, and it was supposed to be longer, and I changed it so that it was lower and not so long this way. I gave her a little bit of a lip pout that wasn't charted, and okay, so if you look here, she has a very defined chin line, very defined jaw and chin, and she has a very long neck, and I wanted to change that up a little bit, so I made it so that it was a little bit more of a softer curve instead of a, this seems very angular to me, very, I don't know how to describe it other than the word angular. And I wanted to soften up her features a bit, so I put in a little bit of a curve right here. And I also removed 3 lines from her neck. So, right below her hair, and above where her shoulders are, I removed 3 lines to make her neck a little bit shorter. I also made it so that see, all of the empty spaces in here will be beads, and this is going to be an earring. And I made her earring not so long. It was supposed to come down to here, but I didn't want her earring to be that long, so I made it a little bit shorter, and I also gave her some cleavage. And I think it turned out pretty good. Of course, it'll look better once I have more of the dress stitched. But yes, nothing wrong with a little bit of cleavage every once in a while, right? I really wanted to make her more of a full-figured Mirabilia. I just wanted to make her soft and less angular and more fleshy. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. I just wanted her to be more how can I describe this? I don't see in my everyday life, I don't see very many women like this. Especially when I look in the mirror. This, for me, is absolutely and completely unrelatable. I cannot relate to the angular features and the lack of softness. This is very beautiful. This lady is extremely elegant looking, very regal, very, I don't know what word. And I wanted to soften her up a bit because this is what I see in my everyday life. Women with soft features, women with curves, women with perfectly imperfect imperfections. And for me, she needed to have a shorter neck. She needed to have a soft line here, and she needed to have a little bit of not so much flat. A little bit. Okay. So, and that's all I have. Oh, the chart also, I forgot to bring it. The Kryneck. I wanted to tell you about this. The Kryneck that's called for this is like DMC, some kind of DMC metallic. And I did not want to use a DMC metallic. So I sent an email to Kryneck company, the company Kryneck. I went to their website and they have like a contact us. And so I sent them a message and I said I was going to be starting Spring Queen and it calls for, this particular DMC metallic. I really don't want to use it. Do you have any suggestions as to which Kryneck I could use as a replacement? And they got back to me, if not the same day, the very next day. And she gave me, the lady who replied back to my email gave me some really good suggestions. She said that the Kryneck that they have on file as a replacement for the one for the DMC that I mentioned, it's a cord. Okay, and I will not ever stitch with Kryneck cord again. I tried that in Raven Queen, and if you have not started a Raven Queen yet, or if you have not worked with the Kryneck cord that's called for in that piece, I would highly suggest that you not stitch with that. The Kryneck cord is really great for if you're laying down with couching. So like on her neck, for her necklace, I will probably pull out the Kryneck cord that I have and lay that down as her necklace and couch it. The cord is really great for laying and couching. It is not good for stitching X's, okay? So she said I could either use this particular Krynic cord color, or I could use this color. And it is Krynic 002V. I believe it's called Vintage Gold. And so this is what I've been using as in her crown. Okay, you can see the sparkle in her crown. So that's the Vintage Gold that I've been using. But like I said, when I create her necklace, I will probably lay the cording down and do the couching, because I think that it's better to do it that way. And I'm loving these spring colors. I'm stitching this on 28 count Lugana. Something just fell in my kitchen, and I don't know what it was or what caused it to fall over. Okay, anyhow, 28 count Lugana, Spring Morning from Color and Cotton. It is the most beautiful blue color ever in the history of ever. I love, y'all, I love stitching on this fabric. I love the color. I love the way the thread glides through. I just love it. I will never ever stitch a Mira on linen again. The reason being is, do you remember last year I did damask roses on the beautiful Fiberlicious linen, and I did a conversion with the purples? Because linen has different size fibers in the weave, you can see a line going down her face. I'll have to get it out. Maybe next video I'll show you. But there's a line going down her face because of, they have slubs. Linen has slubs. And one of their slubs went down her face. So no, I will never do that again. I learned my lesson with her. All of my mirrors from now on, I will be using Lugana even weave. But loving Spring Queen. And it was not my plan. It was my plan to put her away and work on Raven Queen. And I'm pulling out my English Country Kitchen in April, and I was going to work on another project. I'm not working on that other project. I'm probably going to work on her some more because I can't get enough of this. I could easily continue to work on this probably until I finished it, but I have other things that I would like to do. I did buy some things, but I need to get back to work, and I put the things away. It wasn't much. It was just a pattern here and there. I think I did get a Mirabilia because I wanted to get it in, I got moonflowers. Yeah, I got moonflowers because I wanted to get that before it goes out of print. I have no idea if it's going to be going out of print anytime soon, but just in case it does, I would like to. Why am I all? See, I get all blotchy. Oh man, that's another reason why I didn't record a video. When I got sick at the beginning of March, I had like a sinus infection and something happened to my face. It was kind of like hives, but I wasn't having an allergic reaction to anything, but I had this big red hives. I had like blotches. I had blotches all over my face. My face was very red and blotchy. And I can't make a video when my face is all red and blotchy, but I guess whatever. Okay, so I think that's done. I'm done. I need to get back to work. Everybody's doing well. Like, personal update. There is something I wanted to say. The giveaway. Oh my gosh, I should have talked about this at the beginning. The giveaway. I did the random number generator. I can't do it on my phone because I'm recording on my phone, so I can't do the number generator while I'm recording a video on my phone. So I did it earlier this morning before I went to the doctor's office, and Pam from Farm Boys Love won the giveaway, but it's not really a giveaway, it's a stitch away, right? Because, one second, oh crap. Okay. Because I'm going to stitch one of these things for her. Whichever one she wants, I'm going to stitch it. So Pam from Farm Boys Love, congratulations on winning the stitch away. And I will be doing more of these in the future because I would love to stitch these, but not necessarily keep them. Like, I wouldn't mind stitching the cities, but I don't want them. I don't want to keep them. I'm not going to hang them on my wall. There are a few here that I would love to hang on my wall. Like this one. The turtle, the giraffe, the fox, the owl. I mean, oh my gosh. I love them all. I want to stitch them all, but I don't necessarily need to keep them all. And I think that's it. Yep, I got to get to work. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video. Thank you so much for watching. I think I interrupted myself earlier. Personal stuff, everybody's fine. I have some health issues going on, but you know, it's nothing worth talking about right now. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will hopefully see you in May, right? May for the April update. So hopefully I'll see you in May and not June. But if that's the way it works out, then that's just the way it works out. Okay. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.